She's definitely an inspiration for everyone who's growing to be successful in the media industry. She started as an English newsreader in RTM, and then she moved on to public relations, and then she was the regional PR manager for 13 years for a renowned company. For 10 years, she is the lead producer and presenter at BFM 89.9 radio station. She is an epitome of constant learning. She's an MC, moderator, motivational speaker, radio presenter, as well as an author. You can say that she is one tough and talented lady who has so much of experiences and struggles to share with us. Today is all about what she has got to say to the youngsters out there and what we as the young would like to learn from her.
One of the things I admire a lot about Freda is her resourcefulness, her cheerfulness, her positivity, her optimism, and her ambition. She's really reinvented herself as a woman, as a presenter, as a speaker, as a moderator. In so many ways, she's a woman that so many others can aspire to, because she's one of us. She started off just like any one of us, but she's really out there, and all of that has been through her own effort.
Along the way, all the decisions that you have made, right, it has brought you to who you are, yes, but at that time when you made the decision, you just followed your heart, if I want to say it right. You just followed your heart. At that time, you thought that was the best decision that you could make.
Yes.
And you did it, and it was the perfect decision.
Yes. I guess career-wise, I don't really, I know like people also say follow your heart. There's a lot of homework, right? There's a lot of homework in making the decision. There was a lot of background work. At the time when I joined BFM, I've already been in the broadcast industry for 16 years, right? It wasn't something that was completely new to me or I didn't know. It was a build-on to something that I already had. Yes, there was this calling to do it, right? But it wasn't without calculated risk, right? It was there's emotion, but there's also logic in everything that I did. At that time, of course, like I have, I know that dual income. My kid is sorted. So the home is sort of like the bills are sort of being paid. So all these things were taken into consideration. No, so not done irresponsibly, but
Alright, so one of the other things that I wanted to ask was, you were in a few different careers, PR, marketing, and right now a radio presenter, and you also mentioned you're an MC, host, and a motivational speaker and all, right? And media is very glamorous because you get to be in the front person. But what is the struggle, what is the behind the scene of being in this media industry?
I mean, but just back to the earlier point again as well, right? You were talking about whether it's the glam or everything. It was something like, this is something that it's never something that I pursued, right? I think very clear about that. When I was in TV, it's about presenting the news. When it's about interviewing people, it's about bringing out the best in the person that you're interviewing, right? The reason I'm still excited about doing this, whether it's speaking or emceeing or on radio, is because I still feel that I'm learning something new every day. With who am I going to talk today that I'm going to learn from, right? So that is the thing that still excites me more than what I'm doing, if you understand what I mean. I guess the most memorable experience was Nick Vujicic, the guy with no arms, no legs. When I had an opportunity to interview him, he just came in, and there is an aura about him, right? And as he was just talking, and you've heard the story, but then I was just starting to cry, just very moved by what he had to say. And then when we finished the interview, he just said, Freda, and then this was, of course, off air already. He said, can I pray for you, right? And he prayed for me. Of course, when he prayed, I cried as well. And apparently he came out with another video of his own of his travels in Indonesia and Malaysia, and he used that footage of me, of him praying over me, and I was like, wow, I've got that memory forever. So I think that would be most memorable. I've interviewed lots of interesting people, some face to face, some over the phone, from princes, like Prince Andrew, to Simon Sinek, to what's that guy? Julian Assange. So I've interviewed lots of people, but I think that would have been most memorable, most touching, not for the interview itself, but for the whole experience after.
Yeah.